wanted to thank everyone for giving me a chance to read some poems from this new book of mine, Pheromemes. And it's fun just to have the proof copies right now and what's one back from. I'm going to do, we'll see, this is a fun one. This one is called, I've got three for you. The first one's Dilemmas in Gift Giving. After a childhood of Christmases in the Chicago cold and snow, my construction company father started a retirement community in southwest Naples, Florida. After that, for every Christmas, me and sister Sandy, who was 10 years older than me, would fly from O'Hare to Fort Myers to have 2 weeks in the fun and the sun. So in my teens, I got used to warm temperatures for carolers and no snow on the Yuletide for the Yuletide season. And even though not all 5 of us kids were there, I was still the youngest, so on Christmas Eve, when exchanging gifts, I was the one in charge of handing out presents from under the tree for people to open. Now, I have to preface this all with the fact that I came from a prudish family. We were mild-mannered, moral people. I didn't even drink till I was away at college. I didn't even kiss a boy until I was 16. So once, on one Christmas Eve, I think I was 14, after the carolers had come, we had sat under the tree adorned with sand dollars and red ribbons, and I started handing out presents to everyone for everyone to open. But at one point, I had handed a red box to my sister as a gift from my mother, that my mother obviously bought. She opened the box to see a very adult set of bra and panties. Now, my sister was 24, but this was a very forward gift from my mother, so I looked at the tree. I must have had a panicked look on my face, because my parents then asked me what the matter was. Well, at this point in time, I had never kissed a boy. I didn't even know if I was wearing a training bra, so I said, well, I'm handing out these presents, and there's another box just like the one she opened for me there, too. And they told me to open it. I had to do my best to not look mortified, but at least the teddy my mom chose for me was quite reserved. You know, as far as teddies go. So 5 years later, I think I was leaving for college the next fall, but at present time, on Christmas Eve, I see a present addressed to both me and my sister. So we opened the gift. I had no idea what it was, but the box said, Epilady. Mom said it was something that you could use that you wouldn't have to shave your legs. We opened it up. The tip looked like a twisted, tiny metal coil, and Mom suggested we try it. So apparently, when it's plugged in, those coils vibrate and act like mass tweezers, because even when I put this thing to my leg, I started yanking out en masse all of the hair that I couldn't even bear. I instantly screamed, and I said, I didn't drink, but I said, do they give a bottle of bourbon with these? Because you'd have to be drunk to numb the pain. I didn't even question sharing a hair removal device with my sister, though really, ew. But I thought, I'm leaving for college soon, so I said to my sister, you can keep this gift for yourself. Years later, after living on my own and getting used to the cold Chicago winters again, I was driving to my parents' Chicago home while stopped in an intersection, and I was struck by 2 cars and almost killed. After I started to recover, that seemed to be a good occasion to get the kids together again for Christmas. And after all these years, we learned our lesson. We went to a photo studio and took a picture of us girls as a gift for our parents. Maybe it took the possibility of losing a part of the family and having a part of the family falling apart for us to remember what these presents are really for. Because I didn't keep the teddy, and I'm sure my sister didn't use the S&M hair removal device. But those photos, I think they will last a lifetime. This one is called Everyday Objects Equal Performance Art. About a week before I did a poetry show, A copper pipe sprung a leak outside my back door. The repairman said copper pipes won't stretch when the weather is freezing and the winter's here. Yes, it's true, it can get cold in Texas, even if winter only lasts for less than a week. So they stopped the water flow and they started hacking the copper to replace it with something that stretches. Once they removed the copper with the faucet, they set it down. I picked it up, twisted the faucet. So I said, hey, are you throwing this out? Well, they didn't have any need for it, so I told them that I'd throw it out for them. I brought it in and I thought, I will use this when I read poetry. So as I advertised my feature, I said the poetry would be flowing like water, so don't miss the show. And I printed a poem, and I cut and taped it into a long, thin strip and stuffed it inside of the copper tube. So on the big day of my show, I asked someone to pull on the poem as I turned the faucet and read the poem to the live audience as it came out of the copper water tube. The host of the evening even wore my paper strip poem around for the rest of the night, because if you can wear a poem, then why not? I don't know where the creativity comes from. I don't know if it's a gene that you're born with, and I don't know if it only surfaces when we're faced with new challenges we have to contend with. But I don't think it's something you can just switch on like a faucet. You can't say, excuse me, I must start my shift on the office of being creative. It doesn't quite work that way. It never does. But it might not be that the only select few are creative. It might be that all of us have the capacity for creativity. It's just a matter of understanding that some of us learn how to turn on that creative faucet in us so that we can really get our creative juices flowing. Thank you. And one last one for you guys on a happier, lovey-dovey note for this book from Pheromemes. This is Just by Holding His Hand. This is my extreme 2016 Sestina variation. When we're walking down the street in stride, and our feet pump out the same rhythm, and our shoulders are almost touching, and our hands seem to brush up against each other, and just for one brief moment, in that one brief moment, our hands almost touch, and he reaches over and he takes my hand. He slides his fingers along my hand, and I feel him move along the palm of my fingers. When he moves along my palm to my fingers, no one knows what it feels like then when his fingers curl and hold me tight. Well, it feels like Pop Rocks. You know when it feels like Pop Rocks. The candy is sliding down your throat after you let it explode on your tongue, and it's tingling. Oh, you know that feeling, and no one else is eating those Pop Rocks, and no one else knows that tingling feeling, and this is my little secret. I love keeping this little secret when I feel this feeling like never before, and it makes me want to laugh and cry, because when I look around the room, I know no one is eating those Pop Rocks, and no one knows that feeling when he's holding my hand. No one knows the feeling when he's holding my hand. It's like candy and cupids and hearts and sunshine and all those generic symbols of love that never explain it quite right. Words could never explain it just right. It's catching your breath, falling from an airplane. It's climbing up a mountain. It's standing on a glacier. It's following dolphins. It's swimming with sharks. It's turning your head and seeing those fingers interlocked with yours as you're walking in stride. Because then and there, walking in stride, you think of those Pop Rocks tingling down your throat. But now this feeling hits all of your nerves, because Pop Rocks never quite cut it. And now nothing ever feels like this, and it's all in your muscles, and it's down to your nerves, and now you want to hold onto this for your life, and now you feel something you've never felt before, all just by holding his hand.